And now, awards in the commercial installation categories. We begin with 4 distinction awards in commercial design build. High Grove Partners, Austell, Georgia for Retreat. High Grove Partners, Austell, Georgia for One Buckhead Plaza. Town and Gardens Limited, New York, New York for 222 Park Avenue Rooftop Garden. And Town and Gardens Limited, New York, New York for 28 East 10th Street Rooftop Garden. Next, we have 2 distinction awards in commercial contracting. Eastern Land Management, Inc. of Stamford, Connecticut for water feature restoration. And Valley Crest Landscape Development of Calabasas, California for Salt River Fields at Talking Stick. We also have 1 distinction award in interior design build. Great Plants, Inc. of Davie, Florida for 1200 Corporate Place, Boca Raton, Florida. Now for our merit awards for commercial installation categories, starting with 1 merit for interior design build. Town and Gardens Limited, New York, New York for Techno Gym Green Wall. Next, a merit in interior installation, which belongs to David J. Frank Landscape Contracting, Inc. of Germantown, Wisconsin for Wisconsin Institutes for Discovery. There are 3 merit awards in exterior commercial design build. McDougald Steel Landscape Architects and Contractors of Houston, Texas for a modern multifamily landscape. Plantscapes, Inc. of Seattle, Washington for the Village at Montreux Central Park redesign and upgrade. And Zaretsky & Associates, Inc. of Macedon, New York for the Rochester General Hospital Woodward Healing Garden. And there are a bunch of merit awards in commercial contracting, starting with Chapel Valley Landscape Company of Woodbine, Maryland for Crescent at Falls Church. Dennis 7D's Landscaping and Garden Centers of Portland, Oregon for Cyan PDX. Kauai Nursery and Landscaping, Inc. of Lihue, Kauai, Hawaii, the St. Regis Princeville Resort renovations. Rupert Landscape, Inc. of Laytonsville, Maryland for the Square 80 Plaza at George Washington University. Rupert Landscaping, Inc. of Laytonsville, Maryland for the Mary Catherine Bunting Center at Mercy. Rupert Landscape, Inc., Laytonsville, Maryland for T. Rowe Price Owings Mills Financial Center. Rupert Landscape, Inc. of Laytonsville, Maryland for Turnberry Tower. And Town and Gardens Limited, New York, New York for 28 East 10th Street Courtyard. And now, the Grand Awards in commercial installation categories. There was 1 grand in erosion control, ecological restoration. And it goes to J.W. Townsend, Inc. of Charlottesville, Virginia for native grass and wildflower meadow. A landowner in Rappahannock County, Virginia, desired to convert a 15-acre agricultural field into a native grass and wildflower meadow. The meadow was seeded in May of 2009 using a Truax no-till drill designed specifically to handle the small fluffy seeds. From the day it was sown until now, the meadow continues to improve, attracting an ever-increasing array of wildlife and pollinators. In the future, the meadow will probably be burned on a biannual basis to maintain a required state of early succession, eliminating the encroachment of trees and other woody plant material while encouraging the growth of grasses and perennials. With grand awards in commercial design build, congratulate the Folkley Garden Company of Gainesville, Georgia for Ann's Garden. Located at the entrance of the Northeast Georgia Medical Center, this is a place of hope and healing. As a therapeutic garden, visitors can experience peace, restoration, and reflection. The design was directed by studies showing the positive effects that gardens have on patients. The 11,700 square foot garden is an ellipse with a 14-foot diameter fountain at its center. It also serves as an educational display by including a number of sustainable landscape practices, including a 10,000-gallon rainwater collecting cistern to feed the irrigation system and fountain. McDougald Steel Landscape Architects and Contractors of Houston, Texas, for a cloister garden. This church desired a courtyard garden for their existing cloister space. After studying historical cloister gardens, this design was created that incorporates all of the garden elements typically found in a cloister. The focal point is a central fountain. The stone bowl and surrounding benches are carved with motifs similar to the church's icons. The design also includes tent anchors for special events. The overall design creates a calm, contemplative experience resembling cloisters of ages past. Town and Gardens Limited, New York, New York, for 535 East 86th Street. The quote, "It's more than just a space, it's an attitude," describes this rooftop courtyard garden located atop a parking structure. The building required an updated space while also replacing the roof waterproofing membrane. After replacing the membrane, the designers had an 8,000 square foot vacant lot to build with no restraints, any designer's dream. Custom concrete pavers were set on a pedestal system to create a level deck while also adding height below the pavers to form green roof pockets for plantings. LED strip lights embedded in the pockets and surrounded by Mexican pebblestone provide a unique nighttime view. Valley Crest Landscape Development of Calabasas, California, for Four Seasons Resort, Hualale, at historic Ka'apulu Restoration. The tsunami following the March 2011 earthquake in Japan was not kind to this resort on Hawaii's western-facing coastline. Emergency restoration began immediately as management, designers, field crews, and subcontractors worked around the clock to complete the work in just 6 weeks to meet the resort's reopening deadline of April 30th. Most of the pools were completely rebuilt. Only a few tiki torches survived. Some of those were reused in specialty areas to serve as a symbol of hope and survival. And now, grand awards in commercial contracting. Dennis 70s Landscaping and Garden Centers, Portland, Oregon, for PDX headquarters. Intended to consolidate the Port of Portland's offices and employees into a centralized location, the PDX headquarters ended up achieving LEED Platinum status. The landscape was designed to help treat rainwater and reduce the amount of heat emitted by the building. In order to comply with the PDX Wildlife Hazard Management Plan, the landscape plantings for the ground level, rooftop garden, and eco-roof had to be carefully selected in order to not attract birds. Piedmont Landscape, a Yellowstone landscape group company of Chamblee, Georgia, for the Pinnacle at Symphony Place. Suppliers, Landscape Support Services, and John Deere Landscapes. This is Nashville's first and only Class AA office tower. It is also the city's first LEED Gold certified skyscraper. Earning LEED points is the 1-acre rooftop garden with its invigorating, welcoming environment. The project also included the streetscape and consisted of 35 trees, more than 33,000 shrubs and ground cover plants, 8,000 linear feet of drip irrigation, 75 tons of Tennessee River slick rock, and 1,000 yards of special lightweight soil. All plant material was native and/or drought tolerant. Rupert Landscape Inc. of Laytonsville, Maryland for the Barbara Truland Butts Healing Garden at Shady Grove Hospital. Green Roof Consultant, Roof Meadow. What is it with rooftop gardens this year? At Shady Grove Adventist Hospital in Rockville, Maryland, a large rooftop was transformed into a therapeutic and restorative environment that can be used by patients, visitors, and hospital staff. The noise restrictions on this project, directly adjacent to patient rooms and directly over top of an operating room, proved to be one of the job's biggest challenges. No power equipment could be used on the roof itself. All carpentry was cut at ground level in a staging area and transferred to the fourth floor roof by crane. Valley Crest Landscape Development of Calabasas, California for the Salvador Dali Museum. Opening with great fanfare on January 11, 2011, the unique Salvador Dali Museum now graces the city of St. Petersburg, Florida. Valley Crest executed the landscape planting, irrigation, and an extensive hardscape plan, which involved moving thousands of tons of natural cap rock boulders quarried in South Florida. Also, the museum's grotto area features a covered tide pool zone with 2 shallow infinity edge cap rock pools and a living wall of bromeliads and orchids. The judges were especially impressed with the craftsmanship of this stainless steel spiral Fibonacci curve inlaid within a paver deck. Valley Crest Landscape Development of Calabasas, California for Miami Beach Soundscape. Setting a new tone for the future of city parks, this 125,000 square foot park embraces South Florida culture by offering New World Symphony supporters and the general public alike an attractive communal indoor-outdoor concert experience. Valley Crest served as general contractor, reporting directly to the city of Miami Beach and working closely with the landscape architect, West 8. With a fast-track 6-month schedule, many things were self-performed, including the state-of-the-art steel acoustic and projection support structures for the park's outdoor concert experience. And Valley Crest Landscape Development, Calabasas, California, for Pack Square Park, Asheville, North Carolina. In 1999, the Pack Square Conservancy commissioned a revitalization of downtown Asheville's historic Central Square that would improve the quality of the public open space for daily users and provide venues to celebrate Asheville's great legacy of community-based festivals and events. The original park dates back to 1901. Construction scope included landscape and irrigation, water features including cascaded ponds and interactive play areas, a performance stage, and a grand public green to host events.